is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
What's good, guys? Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David, and I welcome you back to your old school / in this case, new school NBA show. In today's episode, I want to talk about something that I didn't expect to ever say again in my life. I actually enjoyed a current playoff series. And yeah, I want to talk to you about what I saw and what kind of gives me hopes. But before we start with that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. If you're new to the show, please subscribe to the channel. And you haven't done it in the past, do it now and like the video if you enjoy the content. And I would say, let's get started. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you guys know what series I'm talking about, but let's rewind it back. Now, if you watch my show for quite some time, you know that I'm always not too happy about today's NBA. I criticize it a lot, which is not even my person. I don't like releasing negative videos, but every once in a while, you know, this is my outlet, my output. Sometimes I have to get things off my chest. And yeah, so I criticize the NBA for being soft, for no defense, for no intensity, for no killer instinct, for so many different aspects, for flopping, blah, 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 blah. And too many threes, not playing basketball the right way. So there were so many things that really turned me off today's NBA. And even though I don't watch it on a regular basis anymore, there are some games where I tune in, I watch some highlights. Not because I enjoy it, but there's still that little kid in me that feels like, hey, watch it, maybe something is changing, because the NBA was my favorite thing to watch for my entire childhood and my youth. So I don't want to give up on the NBA, but the product nowadays, most of you guys know it's just a totally different game. It's not enjoyable at all. But there's no denying that there are some players that are still enjoyable, but it is kind of hard for a handful of guys to carry the entire league and to change the entire league into a product that is acceptable for people like us. But now, the Denver Nuggets for quite some time were a team that I really appreciated simply because of Jokic and his style of play. I recently had a video that to me is pure fun and joy to watch, because he not only plays basketball the right way, I think he's sensational. His entire attitude, this not caring about stardom and everything, just taking care of business. I like that mindset. It reminds me of old school players. Then him just shooting three-pointers per game and playing with his back to the basket, and his basketball IQ. So many things that I loved. I made an entire video about that. But it's his entire team that is playing the right way. So they are, if I watch a team, it was them for quite some time. Now, what I have to admit is that I haven't paid too much attention to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Every once in a while I saw highlights of Anthony Edwards, which I really enjoyed, but I never paid too much attention to his team. So I got to be honest, I don't want to pretend that it's different. Now, in the playoffs, I tuned in and I saw him and his team, the Timberwolves, in the first round, and I was like, oh, all right, they play basketball that I can actually enjoy. But also I thought, okay, when they play against the Denver Nuggets, it's going to be a tough one, and I'm not sure if they can handle it. Now, in this series, the Denver Nuggets versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, I have to admit, and I give credit where credit is due, that was basketball that I really enjoyed. Not only did I finally see the intensity that I was missing for so many years, but I actually saw great defense. Now, I know that the NBA has changed in regards to, or in matters that defense doesn't matter as much as it used to. But hey, what a great series of defensive play that we see. Players that actually were a unit, that played defense as one unit, 100% intensity, sacrificing your own body, everybody playing for everybody. It was exactly what I was missing, and it gave me so much. Back in the days, defense, look, when we were kids or when we were younger, of course, offense is what you pay more attention to, but defense is a crucial part of basketball. Just understand, The greatest offense is even more impressive if the defense is great. Because that means that your offense is even greater because you beat great defense. So what I saw in that series defensively was incredible. But of course, it was not only the Minnesota Timberwolves, it was also the Denver Nuggets. So we saw two teams that were really going at it, high basketball IQ. Jokic, who was unguardable at some point, but then you saw with great team defense, they contained him at least in a way that he could not decide the games for the Nuggets. So the whole thing, I just loved it. And with all the negative videos that I've made in the past years, which is not a lot, but criticizing the NBA, I'm happy to give props to teams and players who represent real basketball. So thank you, Denver Nuggets. Thank you, Minnesota Timberwolves, that you actually got me, as an old school fan, back to watching your series. I really appreciate it. I needed that. Right from my heart, I needed that, guys. Now, talking about Anthony Edwards. Yes. That guy is not only, and look, I don't want to overhype this guy, but I 100% identify and enjoy with this guy. Reminds me of what NBA basketball used to be like in terms of doing whatever it takes to win basketball games, being a leader. Even at the young age of 22, you see him in the timeouts, how he's talking to his teammates. And it's not only how he's talking to his teammates actually listen to him. They respect him. So you can see that this guy is not only about talking. He actually talks the talk and he walks the walk. And of course, I love his style of play because, of course, it reminds me of Michael Jordan. And no, he's not on Michael Jordan's level, but he has something of MJ. And I love that. And, I don't agree a lot with Stephen A., but here in this case, I agree.
Anthony Edwards is the truth. Edwards and the Timberwolves closed out the series over the defending champs last night with a 98-90 win. Ant-Man averaged nearly 28 points in the series and almost 30 points overall throughout the season, leading Minnesota to their first conference finals in over 2 decades.
If Ant-Man pulls this off against the Denver Nuggets, move out of the way, Jason Tatum, move out of the way, Shea, whoever. Ant-Man is the face of this league. Ant-Man pull this off, LeBron, Steph, there's a new sheriff in town, man.
It's good to hear T-Mac's voice. That was Tracy McGrady on his podcast right there. Okay, Stephen A. This is now, I feel like we can ask this question. Is Anthony Edwards the face of the NBA right now?
To me, he is.
Yeah.
To me, he is. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, he's only 22 years of age, and he's already in the conference finals. That's number one. Number two, he has everything to do with the Minnesota Timberwolves being there. Not just because of the greatness he's put on display. Look at his athleticism, Shea. Look at his quickness. Look at his ball handling skills. Look at his ability to finish at the basket. And his three-point shot continues to develop, okay? And then you see him on the defensive end. So his game is there.
Yes.
But here's why I'll tell you he's the face of the NBA now. Because his charisma.
So what does that series, the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves, does it have an effect on the NBA? Unfortunately, I don't believe that this will change anything. I think the league is so damaged. The mindsets of the players, coaches, the organizations and everything is so poisoned in terms of, let's maintain the way that it is. Let's keep the NBA offensive minded. But at least it gave me hope and at least it gave me one series. And it's sad that I'm already at a point where one series is making me so happy that I'm going crazy about it. But hey, after so many years of watching basketball that did nothing to my basketball heart, I'm just glad and grateful that I got a chance to actually watch out for games and actually, being invested again. So as I said, thank you guys for playing basketball the right way, and thank you. I know I'm not the only old school fan who feels that way, so thank you that you actually showed that it is possible in the year 2024 to play real basketball. If more teams would play this way, I would promise you would win a lot of us old school fans back. Unfortunately, Denver and Minnesota, thinks that others don't. Anyway, you guys, let me know in the comments below what you think. How do you think about that series? Did you also enjoy it? Post it in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you next time on the Basketball Time Machine.